Hey, this is Ray Tiley. In this video, I'm going to try to give a quick overview of the WordPress Cablecast plugin. So we're going to try to basically build a brand new site really quickly using the plugin, and we're going to, see the shows from Cablecast, schedule items, VOD, live streams, all that stuff come in. So let's get started. So first, I need a WordPress server. So I'm going to do that on DigitalOcean. It's a host that I like. So I'm going to create a new WordPress droplet. This should hopefully be the longest part of this video. So they have some, I'm just going to choose the cheap one. They actually have some one-click apps here. So if I just go find the latest WordPress, cheap instance, all that stuff, and I'm going to make sure my MacBook has access to it. And I will create a WP intro video. So go ahead, create that. So this is just spinning up a server for me. While that's happening, I'll go and download the plugin so I have it ready. So the plugin can be found on my GitHub page right now. Eventually I'll submit it to WordPress.com. But it's just github.com/raytiley/WP-cablecast. And you can just hit the clone or download button and just download a zip of it. And that'll show up in your downloads folder. So once my my server is hopefully almost ready, so let's get to work. And so this will give me the IP address of the machine. It's going to tell me once I go to it, I have to log into it first. So I'm going to do that right here. This is going to tell me that WordPress has been enabled. Cool. So I can just set up a brand new WordPress. Give myself and I will discourage it. All right, so setting up my WordPress site. Sweet, I have a WordPress site. Pretty bare bones WordPress site. So let's install our Cablecast plugin. So if I just go to plugins here and go to add new, it will allow me to upload a plugin right here. So if I choose from my downloads folder, cool. And I can go ahead and activate the plugin. All right, once I activate the plugin, I have a few things that happens once they actually happen right away. I get Cablecast settings down here at the bottom. So this is going to tell me right off the bat that my WordPress's built-in cron is still enabled. This isn't ideal, which is why I give this warning here. Basically, go to this link here that you see. This is about making WordPress work with the system cron. So that's ideal because we don't want the Cablecast syncing to happen during a normal web request. So this is mostly for your WordPress developer, but if I go here and this is my WordPress directory. So basically what I want to do is I want to define this in this file. If I do that, this warning will go away. This means I have to set up the cron to act manually, but that's fine. The other thing that you need to do in the settings page for it to start working is you need to sync it to a server. So I'm just going to enter in the name of my server here, save the settings. And once that's saved and cron starts running, so if I do that, basically my server should start syncing. Now I need to basically make, for the purpose of this video, the Cablecast plugin sync more often than normal. By default, it syncs every 30 minutes, but for a video, we don't want to wait 30 minutes for it to do its thing. So for right now, I'm going to go into the plugin and just I'm just going to set the interval to be a lot faster. So instead of every 30 minutes, I'm just going to make it like every 5 seconds. So that might actually not take advantage real quick because it's probably going to wait the 30 minutes for the next time because it's already scheduled. But as you can see, for the new module, it gives you shows here, categories, series, producers, and it also gives you channels and the Cablecast settings. If we go to a site that's local, that's already been up and running for a little bit, this will continue to sync and start pulling the content. This one, let's see, has been running on my machine for a little bit, so it's had a chance to pull in content. So, for instance, if we go into the administration screen and we look at shows, it's pulled in about 9,000 shows so far. It has synced a bunch of categories from Cablecast, and you can see, there's like 240 shows. And if we go to view, we'll kind of see all those shows listed. The shows, I've overridden some default styling stuff. It pulls in thumbnails. If you look at a show, and the show has a video on demand, which, for instance, this one doesn't. But shows that do have video on demand, let's just search for one that I know would have one. So Patience on the News. Shows that have video on demand, it will show the video embed code here. So that works. By default, it will print some length and producers. Producers are WordPress taxonomy. So when you visit that taxonomy page, you'll see all the things by this producer. And same thing for series. So if you make projects in Cablecast, it creates it into a WordPress taxonomy. So you can click on the series and see all the shows in that series. And then it syncs the categories. So if we go look at this category, we'll see all the Cablecast shows that pull up that category. For channels, those are their own content type or post as well. So if we look at the channels, we'll see it pulled in 2 channels here. If we view a channel, it will, this one isn't pulling any schedule at the moment. If it has a live stream, it will show the live stream. This live stream is currently turned off. Let's see if this new site has pulled in anything yet. I doubt it has. Nope. Give me 1 second. I will, for the sake of this video, this site that I normally pull over doesn't actually have a live stream, which is why it doesn't work that well. So, but I will. So let me just go here. So this is my local site. I'm just going to change this to sync against TidyTV, which does have a live stream. So, and I'll go ahead and run the cron manually. So if I go over here to channels, should pull in Tidy TV as long as that's running. So in this site, I actually have the debug cron, so it's going to tell me, see the interval is still, actually should be running right now. Should have prepared for this video a little bit more. It hasn't pulled over Tidy TV, likely because, so when it syncs content, it doesn't change the names of things. It sticks it all in meta so that if you edit something and you want to change the name of it in WordPress versus Cablecast, you can do that. So this is probably Tidy TV. So you can see it pulled the schedule here. It gives you some previous to next values. It links the channels linked to the shows. So if you link to it, it'll be there. And it puts the live stream here. So we can watch that. That's about it. I mean, it just takes care of pulling in all the content as WordPress content. If we look at the README for the plugin, it talks about all the fields that are attached to the show meta, and also the producer meta and the channel meta, like the live embed code. So this should be enough for basically anyone that knows how to do a WordPress theme. You just have to enable this plugin and then start theming things. And you can see, you know, this the demo site I have here at Cablecast it's using kind of an older theme, 2015, and it, you know, looks one way. You know, everything is kind of like blog post style. But my local site here, I just went and found a different theme, and it kind of lists everything as grids. It actually looks pretty nice for video content, and you can kind of find the episodes, and it, you know, does all the tags and all that, and that's all just normal WordPress stuff. So people can start building some pretty cool sites. Hopefully this gives you a good idea of how the plugin works, and if you have any questions or issues come up using the plugin, please just go to the GitHub page and file an issue. I will try to respond as soon as possible. Thanks.